Hello and welcome to Spring Commander Forge Lines Forever. And I'm just gonna turn on the music. So in the top left we have Turin in the red UEF, and in the bottom right Mephi in the blue Aeon. And we're back on break. B3. Yeah, I do like to use different maps, but sometimes the replays don't go that way, and you get the best replays on the same maps. So we're gonna cast break again. So if you didn't see the last cast, I'll just go over some of the features. So got a lot of reclaim on this map. All of these trees are tree groups. All this stuff in mid. A lot of rocks to reclaim. Rocks in the corner, tree groups up here, and the map is symmetrical, so same story over this side. So Aeon definitely has a great advantage. Aurora are just epic on these 5x5 maps where you don't really have much time to get to T2, or T1 is a very important part. This map less so, because in mid you want to fight for the reclaim, but you can kind of use the reclaim in your base a lot. Still, Aeon should have an advantage with the Aurora. So let's see if we see second air. No. Second and third land from Turin. Mephi is gonna make third air. Yeah, I think third air is pretty standard on a 5x5 map. Some maps you want second air, but usually third air is fine. Do see him getting some of this mastery claim. Turin meanwhile, similar stuff, maybe a bit slower on it. Here he's trying to carefully avoid as many tree groups as possible. That is, well, do what you gotta do. Seems his path ran out around here. And he actually will succeed in not breaking those tree groups. So let's see if he actually grabs them later in the game. Mephi already with a serious score lead. You can see him assisting his commander because he's getting reclaim, so he can afford to build with 15 build power. Turin has now started to assist his commander with 2 engineers, but that's mostly just to catch up. Mephi's already ahead in terms of resources spent. We see 2 mech marines coming in, and they don't do very well versus Aurora. Just too much range, and Aurora killed them in 2 shots. Do 40 damage per shot, and only 75 HP on the mech marine, so unsuccessful there. It's a very early radar for Turin. Don't know if I really like it. Radar is 80 mass and costs you 20 power per tick. It's very expensive this early in the game, especially when you have an air scout to work with, which is 40 mass. No upkeep for radar. And yeah, just way more efficient. Does spot the bomber and has targeted the bomber as well. So a lot more land units for Mephi, and he still only has 2 land factories, but does seem to have a lot more land units. Yeah, 9 Aurora, only see 4 tanks for Turin. So definitely slower to get the factories up. Perhaps he made a few more engineers than Mephi did. So the bomber goes down, didn't kill anything. And Mephi's looking to take mid. grabbing these hydras very fast. That's a really nice move. I mean, having both these hydras by 5 minutes in, it's gonna be a big power advantage. So you can see he has no P-gens queued up in his base because of these hydras. And he also has a forward factory, and he's gonna just start sucking up this reclaim with attack moves from his engineers. He is forced to make some AA. Turin being pretty aggressive with his inties and trying to win air control, and he has succeeded. On the left though, he has no defenses versus this Aurora raid. Let's see what the bomber can do. He has a chance to get a lot of kills with that. So there are some bunched up units. Oh, those Aurora not quite going down. And the bomber gets taken out by this AA. As well as the inties, I believe. So a bit sloppy to lose inties to T1 Mobile AA. And now Turin appears in mid. Meanwhile, mephi is just finishing his T2 comm upgrade. Bombers cross paths. This guy gets another 2 kills and a third. Manages to get the radar and then goes down to the Mobile A. So how will Turin deal with this upgraded commander? He has T2 land, and we see a T2 support factory coming up. We also have T2 mechs just started to upgrade, and the mongoose are out. This is a very, very uncommonly used unit because they cost as much as a pillar and are much more difficult to use. I mean, can die just so fast with only 650 HP compared to what, 1500 for a pillar. You have to be very careful where you put them. But this is one of the situations you definitely want to see them used versus Aurora, because Aurora just dies so fast and you need the mongoose to actually outrange the Aurora. So T2PD is definitely great versus mongoose, but actually the T2PD for Aeon does 600 damage per shot and the mongoose has 650 HP. So you can see the range. Easily outranging the mongoose. So the mongoose is can't really do much, so we're seeing flapjacks come out pretty quick. That's a good reaction. But mephi is going to try and deny his front position. The hydras will never get built with a PD there, and also that mech goes down. So mephi has a huge amount of map control in mid. Most of the rocks are gone. Over on the left, down the bottom, we saw some raiding mongoose. They got a few mexes. A few auroras are going down. And these MMLs should stop any more T2PDs. Oh, doesn't want to walk them into the commander though. It's a bit sloppy. mephi using the reclaim. They're just faster than shooting them actually with a T2 commander. Interesting place for a factory. mephi just looking to grab this reclaim. He has invested a lot. I mean, 240, 250 mass into getting the reclaim. There's probably not that much reclaim there. There's probably not 500 reclaim in this position, so not sure how effective or efficient that decision was. Surprising thing to me is that mephi has had a T2 comm upgrade for a long time, and it just let him take all of mid control basically. You can see the reclaim number is huge disparity there. 9.2k reclaimed mass for mephi, 3.7 for Turin. And Turin has not decided to go for any comm upgrade. I mean, usually when your opponent has a comm upgrade, you get one yourself. Because otherwise you're always at a disadvantage, comm versus comm. But he seems happy to stay on T1 commander. Just use it to hold this position, I guess. And just try and fend off attacks, make some raids, but this PD is actually well placed. Just the outer range of it. Nice position for it. These mongoose, there's no real answer to them. There's just these PDs, but their PDs are gradually getting whittled down. Using bombers is definitely a great choice versus this unit composition. I mean, 800 health on these, 650 health on these. Just a few bombs will take out these units. There goes a mongoose. So we need to see some mobile shields and flak. Mobile shields most importantly, I think. Just to defend them versus bombers even suiciding in. Now that the flak is there. A going up at the front as well. And this is gonna go down. 12 monkeys. Still no shields for them though, unfortunately. I think we need a T2 P-Gen. It's really limiting Turin now. He can't go for a comm upgrade. He can't make many or any mobile shields because he just has so little power income. This Hydro is definitely going to help. Really desperately needs it at this stage. But I would definitely like to see T2 P-Gen go down to give himself a lot more options.
Commander under attack.
Mephi has gone double gun. He's gotten rid of his T2 upgrade. So a bit of wasted mass, but the double gun comm is so powerful, especially versus mongoose. Really versus anything, double gun is just a extremely powerful pair of upgrades for AM. He's just gonna push out, he can just push everything back now. I think if he has the power to overcharge. Turin looks like he wants to do a lot of damage, but mongoose are not the kind of unit that you want to run in so close, and they're also getting blocked by this hill while still going down. Oh. Actually, the T1 ACU is pushing in as well. Mephi looks totally fine here. Oh god. Still shooting the hill. So that was just a bad misjudgment by Turin to think he could actually do significant damage there. So some more reclaim this side of the map. Turin could actually just maybe come over here, take some of this mass. There's quite a lot of reclaim. But that push failed. But we can see how few units Mephi has now. He basically has... His commander is 95% of his army at the minute. But he has switched to T2. And he has so much assist on this air factory. He's just trying to use the bombers to deal with the units from Turin. Problem is he's a bit outdated. T1 bombers were great versus the mongoose and the MMLs, but now we see flak and shield out, and also we see a lot more pillars, and bombers aren't going to do so well versus pillars. Turin being extremely adventurous. I mean, he knows he's versus double gun comm at this stage. Still, he has no upgrade, and yeah, he's just getting stuck in. Let's see, 9 pillars out now. Still has a couple mongoose. These guys are all shut down, so the shield goes down. I think it was paused because well, he doesn't even have a T2P gen. It's very hard to fund a shield without a T2P gen. Sparky's trying to get stuff built, but getting pummeled by the commander. And this looks like a lot of vet for mephi. But maybe it's more importantly a reclaim field for Turin. He does have T2PDs in the area to try and secure it. And now we see him go for the comm upgrade. Here comes the gun. Famous Beatles song. Don't let this reclaim go to waste. Yeah, you can see that if he has mass, he won't have power to actually spend it. Not the greatest position to be in eco-wise, but his army still looks strong. 10 pillars out, 2 blaze. I mean, what are you gonna do with 2 blaze? What are you gonna do? Most importantly though, mephi still has quite a bit of HP on his commander. Got a mobile shield around it. Just got another rank of vet. So not much hope for pillars to do anything versus that double gun comp. This lack of power really not helping Turin right now. There goes the blaze. Yeah, he needs to turn off this shield. Minus 200 power. That's the difference. Yeah, I would not pause. Don't pause the gun, pause the shield. So, let's see. Turin actually has the score lead now. mephi still has almost double the reclaim. But it seems like maybe he's making the wrong units. Still making blazes. I would definitely be making obsidian right now. But oh, that's why he has very few units. He puts so much into this game, into so much mass of this game into bombers. Now he's going into Aeon specialty bombers. The Mercy. Wait. That's interesting. Do Mercies usually float 50 meters above the ground? They are actually landed because they're not using any fuel. That's pretty cool. Turin, gun is done, and now he's going for nano. I like this choice. Going for nano, you can see 44,800 power needed. You might think he should go for shield. That is way too expensive power-wise for him. So definitely a gun nano com is a good choice versus this double gun com. And he does have the T2 power. You see, it just unlocked a lot of options for him. No way he could get nano without this T2 power. And he's making a lot of pillars still. Got the T2 PDs in mid, they're going to be very useful. He had spotted T2 air, so I want to see more flak than this come out. In terms of eco, some very vulnerable T2 mexes. With 5 T2 mexes, some of them capped or half capped. That's pretty strong eco. You can see mephi has not a single T2 mex. So maybe that's where mephi didn't really use his advantage correctly. He let himself fall behind in eco when he really was sort of in the ascendancy at a few points. There goes that T2PD. Could probably push in, kill these Sparkies. That would be a nice kill. Just a single overcharge. Doesn't want to risk it though. So we have 4 Mercies. We also have... Oh, here come the bombers. They're going to take out the Sparkies. We have 8 gunships. They're moving to the back. I think this is a bit... Maybe this is a bit of a bait and switch. Maybe he wants to use this attack to just make sure there's no more inties. Oh, he's walking right into a flak, and there's no way he's going to kill it under that shield. So... Oh. And another flak comes in. That's really nice defense by Turin. It's extremely hard to use gunships on a map this size. This flak can just be everywhere. And now Turin is pushing in. He knows that there's obviously a lot gone into air, so... Oh no. The Mercies all land. None of them killed. And the gunships... Oh, this is just poorly placed flak. Yeah, so Turin timed that push. He saw... I mean, saw quite a few gunships and a lot of inties. That just means there's not as much on the ground. But he pushed in and his commander was ahead of his army. Usually that's a good idea, but versus Aeon, T2 air, you have to have your anti-air actually ahead of your commander to stop those mercies, and he just got mercied. Nano repair is pretty good, but it does not really help at all versus a snipe like that. Even if he had got his AA just ahead of him, or... Well, you can just see Mephi overcharging those flaks and the snipe still happening. A nice try by Turin. I think he played a really good game, but just got Aeoned in the end. Fucking Gaeoned. GG.